Good evening, everyone. Hello, here I am. Here I am. It's 7:15 and it's time to get started. Thank you so much for being here. Welcome to Willingness Wednesday. I am your coach, Bvon Squires, and today we are sponsored by Spirit Source Connection. I am so excited about being here this evening. I've been looking forward to being here all week. And so if you are new, I want to first start off by saying welcome, welcome, welcome. You are so welcome here tonight. You are in a safe place. And if you are returning, I want to say thank you so much for meeting me here. Thank you for your continued support. I am just so humbled that you allow me to be your coach. Thank you for meeting me here. I could not do this without your love and support. You know that. Okay, so last week we embarked on a series. You know how I love my series, right? So we embarked on a series called the Seven Spiritual um, Steps to, or Spiritual Laws for Success. And last week we talked about the law of pure potentiality. And this week we're going to talk about the law of giving. And I'm so excited about jumping in. So before we get started, you know how I like to have us all on the same page so that we all have the same information that we're working from and we can all kind of, build upon the information together. And so I'm going to be doing some reading because obviously I didn't write this information. This information doesn't come directly from my own experiences. It's from Deepak Chopra, MD, and he knows all things about spirituality. I love the way that he speaks to us as spiritual beings and his understanding about who we are and how we interconnect with the universe. It is just so amazing, and I'm really, really enjoying this series. So we're going to start off by describing what Deepak says success looks like, okay? Now, success in life could be defined as the continued expansion of happiness and the progressive realization of your goals. Success is the ability to fulfill your desires with effortless ease. And we need to put a more spiritual approach to success and affluence, which is the abundance of flow of goodness into your life. That's what affluence means. I didn't know that. Okay, so who is this message for? It's for you. It's for anyone who has looked into their lives to see that they're kind of stagnant in some area of your life and you're really not sure how to get that momentum back going. You're not sure how to get yourself back on track. You remember a time I used to be really motivated. I used to be on top of things and something happened. Not sure what happened, but here tonight we're going to talk about ways to reenact that motivation within your giving and receiving paradigm. Okay. Now, this law that we're talking about tonight is called the law of giving, but it could easily be called the law of giving and receiving. The reason I say that is because as I was listening to Deepak on this book, I heard him say that giving and receiving, right, work in the same system, the same energy system. And he also talked about how important it is that we continue to circulate the energy in that system. So, what I want to help you to understand tonight is that giving and receiving are two sides of the same coin, if you will. Okay. So, the second spiritual law, this is the law we're talking about tonight. Now, this is what it says, the harmonious interaction of our body with the universe and the elements and forces in your life operates the law of giving and receiving. And because your mind and the universe are in constant dynamic exchange, if you stop the flow of energy, it is going to become stagnant. It will become it will become stagnant and coagulate and strangulate the life out of the system. Wow, that sounds pretty heavy, coach. Yes, it does. So what Deepak is trying to help us understand here is the circulation is the key. What goes up must come down. Just like the river, the flow of the river flows upstream and the river flows downstream. There is not a point where the river stops. Otherwise, the water would become stagnant. The water would become unfresh and unhealthy to sustain life. And the same thing is with the energy between giving and receiving. What goes up must come down. What goes out must come back, right? So it's all about the circulation, about keeping things circulating so that the life force can continue to thrive. So you must give and receive in order to keep wealth and affluence and abundance, or anything else for that matter, that you want in your life. You have to keep it circulating. If you notice that one area of your life, let's say, for instance, you're not satisfied with your relationships. Let's say, for instance, you want more friends and more people to do things within your life. Well, what you're going to do in order to circulate the energy and bring that back to yourself, you are going to apply the act of giving. You're going to give your time, you're going to give your attention, you're going to give your money, because maybe it's a membership to a gym that you're going to join. We don't know how you're going to give, but we do know that giving and receiving is necessary in order to bring these things into your life, in order to bring that new energy in the form of relationships and friendships into your life. You're going to have to go out and be what it is that you're looking for in your life. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Okay, so as we continue to move on, we want to take a look at the fact that money in and of itself is just a symbol of the life energy we exchange and the life energy that we use as a result of the service that we provide to the universe. And in order to keep that energy coming to us, we have to keep that energy circulating. There we go again. There's that word, circulation. Just like anything, we have to keep the circulation moving in order to keep it fresh, in order to keep it alive. We have to continue to circulate. So here's a caution that Deepak put out, and it says, like a river, money must keep flowing, otherwise it begins to stagnate, strangulate, and can no longer support life. Wow. Circulation is what keeps it vital and what keeps it alive. Now, as we continue to move, we're going to look at why is it so important for us to understand this law. So why it's so important for us to understand this law is because receiving is the same thing as giving, because giving and receiving are different aspects of the same flow of energy in the universe. We talked about that, right? The different sides of the same coin. We talked about what's going up must come down. And so the thing about this is what I want you to understand. If you don't get anything else from this, I want you to understand that when you give, right, your giving is directly proportionate, right, to your return. Now, your giving must be unconditional and from the heart. Now, I don't know about you, but I know people who will give to you so that they can control you. I know people that will do things so that they can come back later and ask for something for what they've done. Now, that is not the spirit of giving that Deepak is talking about here. Oh, come on, coach. It doesn't matter. But yes, it does matter, because you know how it says, what you sow, you're going to reap. It's not necessarily the material thing. It's not apples for apples in terms of what we see, right? The giving that returns back to us is the energy that we gave it in, or the energy that we gave it from, the posture, if you will, of the giving. And so when we take a look at the posture, what is my posture in this giving? Am I giving so that I can go back and control something? Am I giving, unconditionally and from my heart? Now that's where I'm supposed to be giving from. Otherwise, there's no telling what I have coming back when I'm receiving. See, all this time you thought, oh, well, I did this for so and so, and I did that for so and so, and it never came back to me. What are you talking about, coach? Well, maybe it came back in the way that your heart gave it out, that your energy gave it out. And so that's what we need to be cautioned about here, is making sure that we do things for the right reason, that our motives are pure, right? That has everything to do with the giving. We have to make sure that we're giving from a pure place, a place that's going to bring us back the type of harvest that we are giving. That's what we have coming. The same type of energy that we put out is the same energy that's coming back. Now, I also want to help you understand that a lot of times when we receive back, it doesn't look the way that we think it's supposed to. So I'm going to caution you on that myself personally as your coach. I want to caution you on that, because what I understand and what Deepak has also solidified for me is the fact that when I give from a pure place, that's what's going to come back to me. Now, it doesn't not always going to come back from the way that I think it ought to. So sometimes it's really necessary to pray and say, God, help me to see how this return is coming back to my life. Help me to understand that not all giving is material giving. I love this. Now, this is the part. Listen to what Deepak says, okay? He says, the best way to put the law of giving into operation is to start the process of circulation. So it's not about what you're giving, it's about starting that process of circulation. Now, you can give something as simple as a flower. I don't care. It can be a card. It can be something as simply as a blessing that you're giving to the stranger in the street. Now, this is something that I used to do, or something that I still do, as a matter of fact. Now, coach hasn't always been coach material. I just need to say that. Everybody has a past. We've all been somewhere, right? Once we know better, we do better. Before I knew that we were all connected and that I was only going to reap those things that I had sown, I was a judgmental individual, and I would judge people at random, just judgmental. I did not like that about me. I really didn't. And one day I prayed and I asked God, please, God, take that away from me. I don't want to receive that kind of thing back into my life. And so what I started doing is I made it in my mind, I am going to send a blessing to everybody I see. And so I wasn't specific about the blessing. It's just like, bless him, Lord, bless him. Bless that young lady, bless that man. Before I could even come up with a judgment about them, I would interject a blessing to them. And now I don't do that anymore. Now, when I see someone, a blessing comes out of my mouth for that person, whether I know them or not. And I'm so grateful for that, because I know that whatever I'm sowing, whatever that energy is that I'm putting out there, that's exactly what I have coming back. And so I'm happy to understand that. Now, listen to this. This part just really touched my heart. You're going to love this part. Deepak says, the gifts of caring, attention, affection, and appreciation and love are some of the most precious gifts that you can give. And guess what? They don't cost a thing. And so when you meet someone, I want you to automatically send that person a blessing. Bless them. Use your breath to bless them. And I'm telling you what, you will receive blessings back. And I'm telling you, blessings coming from the Creator can be so magnificent, can be so overwhelming. And that I can speak from my own experience. I had one blessed, overwhelming week this week. And of course, that's not what this is about, but I'm just here to tell you that blessings do come back differently than what you think they will. Okay, so as we continue, I want you to know that blessing someone and wishing them happiness, joy, and laughter, this kind of silent giving is the most very powerful. Wow. So Now, the other thing that I want you to know, now this is something that I was raised with. I don't know, kind of old school. If you're going to go to somebody's house, don't go empty handed. Always bring something. And it doesn't have to be much. It's just an offering, a blessing, that it could be a card, one single flower. It could be a candle. I like bringing things when I come visit someone, and that's just who I am. And so, it could be a prayer for the house, as you walk through the door. It can be whatever you is, just something that's coming from your heart in an unconditional and loving manner. Okay. So now the thing about it is that I want you to understand is that the gift doesn't have to be expensive. The most important thing is that you start the process of circulating that giving and receiving energy in your life. That's what this whole thing is about, is just circulating the giving and receiving energy. Now I'm going to go into how you can apply this law into your life so that you can start that circulation, so that you can start receiving the wonderful blessings back into your life, right? So the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to make a commitment to take the following steps. And I know you can do it. And if you need some help, all you have to do is call me. I can hold you accountable. I can give you encouragement, whatever you need. And you can reach me by dialing 317-721-4315, or you can email me at b.vonsquires@gmail.com. Okay? So now as we move forward, we're going to talk about ways that you can actually implement this law of giving and receiving into your life. The first thing is, wherever you go and whoever you encounter, you should have a gift for them. It doesn't have to be anything extravagant. No. The gift may be a compliment, something as easy. Girl, I love your hair, honey. Oh, sir, your facial hair is impeccable, or whatever, your shoes, whatever you want to offer a compliment. It doesn't hurt anybody to say you look nice, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Something nice and something genuine. It could be a flower or even as simple as a prayer. Now, the point is to begin the process of circulating wealth and affluence in your life and in the lives of others. Because as you give, you are starting the circulation in their lives by them receiving. And so there we go. Everybody is starting this circulation of this giving and receiving energy, not only for ourselves, but those that we encounter as well. Now, number 2, you are going to gratefully and graciously, right, receive the gifts that life has to offer. Now, I don't know about you. Some people, are easier to give than to receive, and some people like to receive more than they like to give. But I'm telling you, you have to be on both sides of the coin in order to keep the circulation of this energy in your life. And so you're going to have to get used to receiving gifts from others. They may be material gifts. They may be money. They may be just a compliment. They may be just a care or a prayer, a meme or a text, a phone call. These are gifts that we are receiving from other people. The sunshine that shines down from the heavens, the birds chirping and singing in the springtime, maybe even the first snow of winter. These are all gifts that life gives us, right? And so we have to learn how to receive these gifts so that we can continue the circulation of this energy. Now, the other thing is, so you're going to need to be open-minded, right, about receiving gifts from others. It's not always going to come the way that you think it should. So let go of the outcome. Let go of the judgment. Let go of how you think that your blessing or your gift is supposed to come back to you. All you do when you do that is you minimize whatever the universe could have possibly been trying to send you. So let go of any fixed ideas about what you think your gift from the universe or another person is supposed to be. It's not about the gift, it's about the receiving. Humbly, graciously receiving and unconditionally giving from the heart. So when you get those two things together, you are circulating this giving and receiving energy. You are practicing the law of giving and receiving in your life. And so as we continue to move forward, there's one more, okay? Now, you will make a commitment to keep wealth circulating in your life by giving and receiving life's most important and precious gifts, the gifts of caring, affection, appreciation, and love. And each time you meet someone, you will silently wish them happiness, joy, and laughter. You will send them a prayer or a blessing, and then watch how abundance and connection and peace and clarity start to flood your life in the return that you have coming back because you gave unconditionally and from your heart. And I hope tonight that you have received this well, because it is definitely coming from my heart to yours unconditionally in a way that I hope that you will embrace this new information and begin to circulate that law of giving and receiving in your life and the lives of others. And now I tell you, I'm going to look forward to seeing you again next week. But in the meantime, I am going to ask God to bless you real good. And if something that I have said tonight has resonated with you, please like, share, and subscribe with your network so that others have the opportunity to grow from this information as you do. And like always, I love you so much. I will be praying for you, and keep saying those positive affirmations. Keep manifesting those wonderful things into your life. As long as you are doing the next right action for the next right reason, you are right in line for a wonderful blessing coming down your way. So stay tuned in, tapped in, and turned on so that you'll be able to recognize those blessings when they hit your life. All right, guys, thank you so much. I have enjoyed being here tonight. I will look forward to seeing you again next week right here on Willingness Wednesday at 7:15 p.m. All right, love you. Bye.